Delon, I'm so glad that you're here. If this is your first time, I am Delon. On my channel, you can expect to see vlogs, Christian motivation videos, just talking videos. You can expect to see a lot about my health most recently because I did have VSG surgery. So this video is going to be a follow-up from my previous video, and it's going to be a Q&A. So yay! I know you guys have been waiting on this for a while. I had a lot of moving pieces in my life, and so I finally have the time. So here it is. Also, as you can see in the background, I am now in my apartment. I will be doing another video on that, just kind of letting you guys know how that process was, what happened, everything that comes with that, and you'll be able to see my apartment. So I'm super excited about it. I'm super blessed and grateful about that. But this video is about the Q&A for VSG, so let's get into that. Okay, so first I'll start off with some stats. I had a vertical gastric sleeve done on June 1st. So it is officially 2 months. 2 months? Yeah, it's officially 2 months post-op for me. So I am down 38 pounds. I'm super excited about that. I feel like the weight loss was very prominent in the beginning, in the first 2 weeks when you're restricted to only have liquids. The weight falls off because literally you're not eating or consuming a lot at all. Then once you start eating food and you're in the pureed stage and the soft food stage, things kind of slow down as far as weight loss because your body is now having to metabolize the food. You're actually having some calories in, but it's definitely still steady. It's not anything to where I'm not losing weight at all, but it definitely has slowed down versus the first 2 weeks when the pounds was just dropping off. I'll say probably about 5 pounds every week is what I'm kind of feeling. I haven't been checking it. I'm not a daily weight checker. I'm not a scale girl. I never have been. So that's not what's super important to me. It's more about how I feel, how I look, how I'm fitting in my clothes. So I do a lot of non-scale victory situations. So I can't really exactly say how much is coming off per week. But I feel like once I get on the scale, after not getting on the scale for like 2 weeks, it's the way that my weight is going down. It seems like I'm losing about probably like 3 to 5 pounds every week. So I am officially 38 pounds down from my highest weight. My highest weight was 297. A lot of you guys wanted to know that. My highest weight was 297. So now I am 259 as of this morning. So boom, bam, pow. We out of the 270s, out of the 260s. We are now in the 250s, and hopefully we can get down to the 240s by the end of this month. I want to start off by speaking a little bit to the surgery and some things that I want to say, and then I'll get into the Q&A part at the end, and I'll just answer everybody's questions. So I want to start off with eating. Eating is very different. It's very different. I won't put a negative connotation to it because it's not necessarily negative. It's just so different in the way of me having to look at food differently. The way I order food is different. The way I cook food is different. You literally have to be so intuitive with this surgery because you feel the food going down. You feel the food as it settles in your stomach. It's almost like you're so in tune with your body. You really have to think about the food that you're going to eat before you eat it. So say for example, because I still eat fast food. I will make healthier choices. I will get kids meals because I know that I can't finish anything. But say for example, I go to Chick-fil-A. I'll get some grilled nuggets. I may get a salad, something like that, right? Or some soup. I love their chicken soup. We'll do something like that. I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to finish a 12 count or an 8 count. I'm not going to be able to finish the whole cup of soup. So a lot of times if I order something that I don't have a refrigerator to put it in right then, or if I can't warm it up later, it goes to waste. It goes to waste. So having to mentally remind myself that, number one, fast food is not the best option for me. That was always my biggest struggle when I was gaining. It was fast food. It was fast food, honey. I love me some Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell, McDonald's, all of that, right? So already having to like mentally tell myself, you can't eat, like you can't pull up to a drive-through and get something to eat because they don't have what you need and the sizes are too big, and it's always going to be fried. It's always going to come with some sauce or something like that. So having to mentally prepare myself to eat in that way has definitely been different. When it comes to cooking, even cooking for myself in a smaller portion has been difficult because I'm always going to have leftovers. I'm always going to have something. It's almost like you either have to meal prep or you have to have time to make yourself a small enough meal that doesn't require you cutting open a bunch of packages. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like just remember that you're going to have leftovers, period, point blank. So you have to plan accordingly. So meal prepping, I feel like, is the best way for me to go. That's my best course of action. This is my third day in my apartment. So I know that as I'm here, I will be able to meal prep more. I don't feel like I had that luxury. Not that it couldn't happen, but I didn't feel like it was my space. And we really didn't have refrigerator space from where I came from to really be able to like meal prep how I wanted to and focus in on it. And so now I feel like I have that opportunity. So that'll probably be in the coming months more of what I do. And I need to save money. I can't be just going and swiping a card and not finishing the food. This is getting out of control. So okay, so that's how eating is going. I am not eating a lot. I don't eat often. I will probably eat 1 to 2 times a day, even though they want you to eat 4 to 6 times a day. But who's eating 4 to 6 times a day? Unless it's a graham cracker and some water. Like it's not, you don't have the appetite that you had before. And you have to remember that because your mind will tell you, oh, I'm hungry. It's time to eat. Everybody else is eating. Oh, it's lunchtime. Oh, you didn't eat today. Your mind will tell you these things, but it's like your body is like, but if you listen to us, we're saying we're not hungry. You know, or you don't need the type of food that you think you want. You see what I'm saying? Somebody asked me today at work, like, is there anything that I can't eat? So chicken is cool. I can eat chicken, okay? But it doesn't feel good when it goes down. That's the best way to describe it. It doesn't feel good when it goes down because with this surgery, you can feel it like literally going down your esophagus into your stomach, okay? So sometimes things will get caught is a good word to say, but it's not caught in a choking sense. It's caught like it's almost like if you take a big gulp of something and you can kind of feel it going down. It's like, ooh, that kind of hurt a little bit. You know, it's a little tight. That happens often. I can feel that often. It can be a little uncomfortable. Sometimes that happens if I take too large of a bite and I'm eating too fast. So bites are coming down together and now there's a clump here because it takes a while to get down. Chicken is one of those things where it's like, it's a little tough. It depends. And I've tried shredded chicken. It's still a little tough. It's not to say that I cannot consume it, but I really need to consume it in small bites and really chew it up to get it down because for some reason it don't go down that well. Beef goes down fine. Steak goes down fine. I don't really eat pork like that, but I'm sure if the beef is going down fine, it will go down fine. I feel like I've probably had bacon. Bacon went down fine. You know, fish. Now, fish is my jam. Fish goes down so well. I can usually finish a full piece of fish. Like it's the perfect little cut. Like if you think about making a chicken breast, like it can be quite thick. You know, so trying to cut through that and get that down, it can be a lot. So the actual fish, it's softer, it's easier to consume for me. So that's where I kind of like stay when I'm cooking at home. I usually stay in the fish range and vegetables, and that's been working well for me. Okay, so I want to talk about vitamins and protein. I have not been taking my protein. Kinda. Okay, I have not been extremely consistent with taking my protein. I stopped the protein shakes because I could not tolerate them. the milkiness and how rich they were, I just couldn't tolerate it. I have not tried them since because I was getting nauseous as I would drink them. So I haven't tried them in about a month. So I am wanting to go get a case of some protein shakes. I'm only gonna get 4 to try them out, see if I like them, or get one, matter of fact, if I can find one protein shake. And it was the Premier protein shakes. I would usually do caramel, and that was just too rich. It was just way too rich. It tastes like a coffee creamer. And so I would get coffee and I would put it in my coffee creamer, and that's how I was getting some protein, but still not the full thing in there. And then you have to think about not being able to consume as much. I can't gulp down liquids. I have to sip. So if you imagine having to sip, you're going to consume that liquid a lot slower. So having to remember, okay, I need to refill, or I need to keep sipping. If you imagine having to sip, you have to remember that you have to drink. You have to remember that you need a certain amount of liquids. You have to remember, okay, it's time to eat. This is what you're going to eat. There's a lot of planning in this. There's a lot of planning. It's not like just how I used to just pick up food and just, oh, I ate, I drank, I had something. Like it's not like that anymore. So I really have to be mindful about that. Now my vitamins, I have been sticking to my vitamins extremely well every day, on time, same time in the day. I've been really, really good about my vitamins. Right now I'm taking calcium. I have calcium chews. I have a hum pill for my probiotics and prebiotics. And then I have a bariatric multivitamin. Is a chewable bariatric tablet, which is really nice because our bodies don't absorb the way that they used to. Even when it comes to the vitamins and the nutrients that are in food, we don't absorb it the same way anymore. So those chews are specifically made to really absorb into into our bodies a lot better after you've had the surgery. Body changes. Okay, number 1, my face. I didn't think that it would be this fast, that I feel like I almost have no fat under here, to where like I can still, if I pull this back, I can see how my jaw area will still be more chiseled over time, but it's almost there. Like there's not a lot to pull down here when there used to be a lot to pull down there. I feel like my neck is a lot more lengthened, I guess. Like it just looks, it's more visible. There we go. My neck is more visible. I can see that my collarbone, they're coming in. They're still not, so I'd have to do that for you to really see them, but I can feel them really well. I'm definitely more flexible, just in the sense of like trying to reach down and pick up something, and before I would have to get up and get it because I can't really reach it that well. Like my arms stretch more, my legs stretch more. I'm very flexible now, which I enjoy because it feels I don't know, I guess it's kind of empowering to feel like you can accomplish smaller tasks that you really couldn't before. Smaller things, are like even just hopping out of bed in the morning and not feeling groggy, like just, oh, I'm ready to go. Like that is a feeling that is indescribable. Like the energy levels that I have. I was just thinking today, I was at work and I was standing, and I was like, I remember taking several breaks at work because I was tired of standing. Taking several breaks at work where I felt like my feet hurt, my back hurts, I'm tired, I'm sweating. I don't deal with any of that anymore. I don't deal with any of that. Like I can stand for long periods of time. I can walk around. It feels good to walk around. Like I've been very in tune with my body to really pay attention to how I've been feeling and pay attention to the changes that I've been experiencing. Something else is that my feet, I feel like they're smaller, not a whole size by any means, but more like they've already been kind of skinny. I never had like chunky feet, but they seem to be even like more slender. Like that's just the best way to describe it. They're more slender. Like my toes are more slender. My wrists are smaller. Like when I'm driving and I'm looking down and I look at my thighs are like, how like you sit down and your thigh fat spreads? They don't spread as much anymore. Like they're not like apart. You know what I mean? It's almost like they're closer together. It's so weird, like the small changes that you notice, but all of that. And then definitely my stomach. I feel like that's besides my face, that's another drastic one where people comment all the time, because you can clearly see that my stomach has gone down a lot. So I'm happy about all of those changes. I think that it looks great. And I think that with me being so tall, I was 3 pounds away from 300 pounds, but with me being so tall, I don't think that people really saw that or recognized that. They saw that I was a plus size girl, still a plus size girl, but they did not see exactly how much weight I was carrying. Like, it didn't look like I was a 300 pounder, and I definitely was. So I just feel like as I'm losing more, my height is really helping look even more slender. My butt, honey, it has been a challenge all my life. Okay, it's been a challenge all my life, and in the gym, that's something that I really target, because I want my butt to be rounded. I don't want it to be square, and I've always had a very square, tight butt, and I want it to be rounded and tight, you know. And so what I've been noticing is that it's definitely been changing shape. It has been changing shape. And I think what's happening is that, you know how you have your muffin top, right? You got your muffin top at the top where your stomach is, but in the back, you kind of got a muffin top too, the kind that like folds over your pants and stuff like that. That is like going away, and that fat is falling down. It's falling right down into my butt, y'all. It's falling right. So now there's some jiggle there, and it's creating the illusion of roundness, even though that's still back fat. So that is another observation I have made about my body, which I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Keep rolling on down there so that people don't know what that is, but it look like it's some booty. Mental. Let's talk about the mental. First of all, I feel like my mental has completely shifted. I feel like I'm extremely positive. I feel like even when I want to be negative or complain about something, I really don't have the capacity to do that because I feel so good. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, since even though something may go wrong and I want to be mad about it, I can't stay mad for long because my energy's high. I feel great, and I have so much to be grateful for anyway. And so it's like, I can't be mad about that. Like, you know, it seems like after this surgery, it was such a drastic life change and such a big decision to make that I feel like anything else is like, oh, I can get through that. I can get through that. Like, that's nothing. That's nothing. I can accomplish this. I can do this. I can go for this because I went for this. I accomplished this. I took the step to put my health first, and it completely changed my life. So what else may come up that I can't handle? You know what I mean? That's the mindset that I've been in. I've had a lot of mental clarity and focus. I feel like I'm really going to I don't even know what the word is, just excel. I'm really going to excel, especially since I'm in this space. Now that I have my own space, y'all, I cannot explain how it's been feeling to just walk into my house. And y'all, it's such a nice apartment. When y'all see this apartment, it's such a nice apartment compared to my last apartment where I was dealing with the mold and I was dealing with all them issues, and y'all seen all that, okay? This place, this is nice. This is nice. It's a nice spot for me. So I'm extremely excited about that because I feel like now I can cultivate this space. Now I can really be Delon. Now I can really feel. And then I got this change in my body, change in my mind. I'm seeing the pounds drop. I'm able to wear what I want to wear. I feel better, so I'm able to get out and walk, and it's up. It's up. There's an acceleration happening. It's up. Let's talk about relationships and friendships. Okay, so y'all know I spoke about it a little bit. I'm on these dating apps, which again, we don't have to talk about how dating apps are ghetto because we know. But I feel like I have been attracting better looking partners, and I really do think it's because my pictures have been better. Not necessarily that I'm cuter here or there, but because I'm more confident in my pictures. It's not just like it's like a, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. And even when I go out, like meeting people, not just guys, but meeting anybody, like I'm a lot more open. I'm a lot more friendly, even though I was always that way. I feel, or maybe because I talked to my friend and she was like, I don't think that you're any more or less friendly or confident. It's just that it's being seen now. And so since it's being seen, it's like, I feel like I'm attracting more friendships. I'm attracting more relationships as far as like, just people who want to talk to me, people who want to be around me, people who want to experience my light, people who are inspired by me, even social media. Like, I feel like it's just attracting more because more is happening. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot more noticeable. So that's been great. I have had a few little rifts as far as friendships. I don't know if it was necessarily anything to do with the surgery per se or me losing weight per se, but there was some definite jealousy going on. And we ain't even gonna get all into that because I don't give my energy to that kind of stuff. I am a drama-free person. You can never say that Delon was ever attached to any drama. It just doesn't come up. I'm just not like that. So if anything does ever happen, I let it go. I completely let it go. It does not need to be in my life. And so I feel like it was just one particular friend, one particular acquaintance, because she really wasn't a friend. But I feel like, you know, there were some undertones of, oh, you losing weight now, you know. And it's like, yes. And it's deserving, and everything that comes to me is deserving. And that's what I want y'all to remember and want y'all to know. Whether you get this surgery or not, whether you lose weight or not, you are deserving of everything that comes into your life. Everything that is positive, everything that is of good reputation, everything that is lovely, that is pure, everything, that's what the word says. All of those things, they're deserving. You are deserving of those things. So don't let people come into your life and try to dictate what you should have. You didn't work for this, or you don't have this, or you shouldn't. Favor's not fair. And it'll never be fair. And I don't claim or proclaim to be better than anyone else. But what I do know is that God takes care of me. He takes care of me. And I love him, and he loves me, and we know each other. And so when I live in that mind frame and that state of being and knowing that I'm taken care of, there's nothing that can come to me that is not for my good, you know? So anything that's not for my good, it's gonna repel, it's gotta go, you know? So I've always felt like that. Y'all can, you know, y'all have seen in my previous videos that I've always been that type of person and had that mindset, but I feel like it's just amplified now. It's just amplified. Like, I don't really know. I don't know what happened, but it's almost like I started releasing the dead weight. You know what I'm saying? God had already done a change within me. He had already done a change within my mindset and within my heart, within my spirit. And now it's like the physical that carried that is being released. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's putting, and I remember he had me write that down. He said, I'm going to put new wine into new wineskin. So this is the new wineskin. The physical, that's why this had to be last. It couldn't be my first thing because I tried to do this 2 years ago, y'all, and he told me no. So this wasn't the first thing that happened. Okay, I'm going to change the outside and I'm going to do this and I'm going to feel better. No, there had to be a healing process that I went through prior. And that's why this surgery is not for weak-minded people. It's not for people who don't know themselves. It's not for people who are offended easily, or who are people pleasers, or who take people's validation so seriously. Because listen, this surgery, this will change your life. This will make you look at people different. This will make people look at you different. So you have to be strong. You have to be strong-minded. You have to know who you are. You have to be healed. You have to go for God. You have to be in his will. It ain't just for play, you know, because there's a lot of people who gain the weight back. There's a lot of people who end up, you know, depressed or end up addicted to things because they don't have food to fill those voids in those areas. And now I feel like those voids in those areas where I gave to food, I'm now able to analyze and say, okay, so what is that? What is that insecurity right there? Why do you feel like that? What's that rejection? What's that abandonment right there? Let's talk about that, because now you don't have food just to feel it and ignore it. You have to address it. And so that's how my feelings and my emotions have been. It's been like, whenever any emotion comes up that I don't like or is feeling a way, I sit in it. Let's talk about it, Delon. What is that, girl? I talk to myself all the time, especially while I'm driving, like, girl, what is that? And why do you feel that? And what's going on with it? You know, and what can we do to get out of that? And why do you feel like that? Let's talk about the mental, about why you feel like that, so that you don't have to feel like that again. Or if you do, you can accept that that's a feeling that comes. If that's a trigger for you, or if that's an insecurity for you, let's talk about that. You know, so I feel like you get really in tune with yourself. You get really, there's just more healing that happens. There's more healing that happens. Now we can get to the Q&A part. So someone asked me, was the liquid diet hard? So prior to actually getting the VSG surgery, you're put on a liquid diet. This is to clear the stomach. This is to shrink the liver. And when the liver is in a shrunken state, it's easier for your surgeon to go in and operate on your stomach. So, and then they just want you to be healthy. They just want you to be healthy as well. So, was the liquid diet hard? I ain't gonna stunt. I cheated a lot on that liquid diet, and it was counterproductive to me, because I'm like, I'm going to get surgery because I don't have self-control when I'm eating. Why would you put me on a liquid diet and think I'm gonna have self-control? I'm not understanding how this is supposed to happen. But I did try. I'll say that. I tried. So my surgeon told me that I could have salad once a day with chicken, and then liquids all throughout the day after that. So I basically did that. I might have had 2 salads a day. I might have had 2 salads a day and some liquid. You know, I might have gone ahead and ate other times, you know. So that's the wrong question to ask me. Was the liquid diet hard? Yeah, it was. And again, this goes back to the mindset that you have to be in prior to surgery and during the process, after the process. Like, it's not a game. It's hard. It's hard to like mentally tell yourself, hey, this is what you have to do, because you feel like you've been doing that all your life. That's why you're even to the point of getting the surgery. You feel like you've been trying to diet all your life. You've been trying to tell yourself you need to do this, you need to do that, and stay in a self-control mode. Like, you've been trying to do that. So yes, the liquid diet was hard. Boom. Next question. Are you in pain? Are you in any type of pain? No, I'm not in any type of pain at all. I have not thrown up. I don't get no stomach cramps or nothing like that. One time. And that was because I overate. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I went to my cousin's house. We're watching TV. And you know how they always say don't eat and watch TV at the same time, because you don't realize what you're eating, right? And this is fresh out of surgery. This is probably like, this is like right when he told me I could start eating food. She made some like stir fry stuff. So I'm smashing the stir fry. And then she was like, do you want some popcorn? I'm smashing the popcorn, y'all. You know, kernel after kernel after kernel. Ha ha ha. Then she was like, you want a smoothie? Knowing that I can't have all that food and then try to wash it down with a liquid, that's out of there. We don't do that no more. So here I am drinking the smoothie. Drank the whole smoothie, y'all. Within about 20 minutes, my stomach it feels like very tight. That's the best word to describe it. It wasn't like a I have to poop type of feeling. It wasn't like I have to throw up. It was like tight, like from the inside. I felt like the food was pushing against my stomach. So that was very uncomfortable, and I was like, ooh, I will not do this again. I will not do this again. So that's the only time that I've actually had pain. Other than that, I don't have any pain with my incisions. I can still, when I press on them, I feel like I can kind of still feel the nerves, you know what I mean, where it's a little sensitive, but it's definitely not pain. It's definitely not, and even if I hit it, like, it's not pain. So yeah. Has your makeup application changed, or do you have any skin or hair changes? So let's start with skin and hair. I feel like my skin has improved, even though I really didn't have bad skin before. my skin has improved drastically. I used to have very oily skin, which, I mean, I would still say I'm more oily than dry, but I feel a lot more balanced, a lot more neutral. However, I am heavy on skincare products. Like, I don't play about my skincare routine. I don't play about removal of makeup. I don't just use the wipe. I go in and wash and exfoliate this face. So I feel like all of that has helped with keeping my skin nice and hydrated and plump, because I've heard that a lot of people after the surgery will experience dry, brittle hair or dry skin, flaky skin. I haven't experienced that. My hair, I feel like it's gotten so much nicer and fuller, and my edges are growing back. Like, I'm flourishing. My hair and skin are flourishing, and it could be because of the vitamins. It could be because I'm literally not eating like I used to, you know? So, but I really feel like it's the vitamins, honestly. Has your makeup application changed? Yes, I would say I don't go as heavy. Ooh, I can kind of say that. I don't know. Because I feel like in some ways I haven't gone as heavy, in other ways I've gone heavier. So like blush, for example, I like that my cheekbones seem to be like more prominent now. I feel like my face was more round before, and now I feel like it's a little bit more like chiseled, and so I'll be going in with the blush because I feel like it just enhances that area. As far as contour, I used to contour a lot deeper because, again, back to the roundness of the face, and now that it's like my face is almost, it's creating its own shape, and so now I just kind of accentuate that versus having to create it myself with the makeup product. So I don't go as deep with my contour. Even the color of contour I don't go as deep with anymore. I definitely love the highlight. Okay, y'all see all that, like, I love glowy, dewy skin. I've always loved that, so that hasn't really changed that much. My lashes definitely have changed. I have been wearing them a lot more dramatic and wispy, and I just love the look. I don't know if that had anything to do with my face changing or the surgery, but I just love it. I love it. Okay, insurance process. A lot of you guys had the questions about this. Okay, so number one, you have to qualify for this surgery. The way that you qualify for this surgery is according to your BMI. I believe, don't quote me on the actual BMIs, but I believe that you have to be 35 to 40 as far as your BMI, and then you qualify for the surgery. If your BMI is under 35, you have to have like 30 to 35 BMI plus a pre-existing condition like sleep apnea or diabetes or pre-diabetic or something, hypertension. I don't know, any of those things. Like, I would look it up for sure, but all I know is I was over the threshold. I was past 40, so I was like, oh, period. I don't even need no pre-existing condition. Like, y'all taking me. So that's number one, is your BMI has to match the qualifications. You have to be a certain size. You can't just be, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds. This surgery is not for you. This is for people who need to lose 100 pounds. This is for people who need to lose 80, 100, 120. So that's number one. You have to qualify. Number two, you have to contact your insurance. That's your first step. That's your first step, is contacting your insurance to see if they cover VSG surgery. You have vertical sleeve, and then you have gastric bypass. Gastric bypass is more invasive. There's a lot more moving parts with that. I think they do something with your intestines as well as with your stomach. But with the VSG, they just remove 80% of your stomach. So you're left with what looks like almost like a banana shaped sleeve of your stomach, which is why it's called a sleeve. So you have to decide which surgery is needed, necessary for you, and according to your BMI, whether or not you're qualified for it. And you need to contact your insurance. Contact your insurance, and they will let you know what they cover, how much they cover, how much your out of pocket would be, what surgeon they recommend for you, all of that. After that, I contacted my PCP. So your primary care physician, your regular doctor, you contact them and you tell them that you want a referral for a doctor, for a surgeon that handles VSG. You want a referral for them. So once you get that referral, the doctor's gonna call you. And they're gonna say, hey, we check with your insurance, they're gonna cover it. We know that your BMI is this, we're gonna cover it. This is what we need from you. So depending on your insurance, it's gonna take you a 3-month process, a 6-month process, 9 months, maybe even 12-month process for all of these things that the doctor is requiring from you prior to surgery to go through. Okay, I had to get my labs done as far as like blood work, so they can see what they're working with. I had to get a EKG. I want to say it's EKG or EDG. I don't know. I think it's called an EDG test. But basically, it's just a lot of different things that you have to do according to your insurance and according to your doctor. I have Aetna insurance. For some reason, they gave me a pass. Okay, it was a 3-month process. I had 12 visits with my doctor. So I started the process in February. From February to May, I had all of my doctor visits, but they were virtual, y'all. They were virtual, and I would get on the phone with my doctor, and he would ask me, do you have any questions? How's the diet going? Are you, do you have any questions about anything? Like, I want you to lose 10 pounds before the surgery. How's it going? I'm like, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm knowing I was still eating like crazy. Knowing I was still eating what I wanted to eat, doing what I wanted to do, like not really taking things seriously until closer to the end when he put me on that 2-week diet. I was like, okay, you really about to get this surgery, Lonnie. Like, you gotta start getting serious about this. But he would call me and our chats would be a minute tops, y'all. Like, the virtual sessions would be 1 minute. Do you have any questions? How's it going with eating? How's it going with water intake? Okay, great. See you later. And so he was just checking these off the box, like, okay, so it depends. Not every surgeon is gonna be that lenient. Not every some surgeons really be on you. Like I did have to send in my weight every time we would have our session. I think we had it weekly. We had weekly sessions. I would have to turn in my weight. So I would take a picture of my weight, send it to him, and he would know whether or not I'm losing, whether whether I'm fluctuating or what I'm doing and all that. So, but still, it was simple. It was not anything it's not a hard process. It's more like, as long as you are on time with getting things done, it's up to you. You can prolong this process by not going to your appointments, by rescheduling, by not getting your labs done. Like, you can prolong the process, but as long as you go through it, you gonna get it done. Another thing is, a lot of insurances will require a psychiatric evaluation prior to the surgery. I wish I would have had that, because I feel like they give you therapy. They talk to you about the changes that you're gonna experience mentally and emotionally after the surgery. My insurance didn't require that, y'all. They did not require that, so I didn't have to do that. So again, this process was extremely simple for me and easy for me. Okay, acid reflux. Do I have acid reflux? I get acid reflux when I eat something spicy. That's pretty much about it. I do burp a lot if I've eaten too much, or if it's like getting to the point of too much, get to where my stomach is getting full. And I'm like, okay, how do I know if I'm full? I start going, I feel it, like, or I'll have to sit back, like, and like, it'll be right here. So it's like, okay, Delon, you're getting full. Like, that's just how my body has been telling me. But as far as acid reflux or anything burning or like heartburn, and I don't play that, because that stuff hurts. So if I feel like I've experienced it probably twice, and both times I had something spicy. So that's the only time. What do you wish you would have known prior? I wish I would have known, I guess, like the proper steps to take after the surgery. I feel like because my process was so easy with the surgeon, he really didn't keep up with me after that like that. Like, even now, like, I would have to call him versus having a surgeon who really cares and would check up with you and call you and make sure you're doing good and like keep up to date with you. My surgeon is gone, y'all. he doing his thing, I would have to call him to let him know if I'm having an issue. So I feel like doing proper research on your surgeon, which my surgeon came highly recommended. He's been in the business for 20 years. They said he's the best. And everybody who asked me, I went to Dr. Carlos Ferrari in Houston, and people would ask me, or people would tell me at the hospitals, oh, you got Ferrari. Oh yeah, you're gonna be good. He does so good. He's got all these success rates, But for me, as far as like, I feel like he did ask me, do you have any questions? But it's almost like you don't know what to ask until you know what to ask, so I would be like, no, I mean, I don't think so. But it's like, as a good surgeon, I feel like you should be telling me, okay, you can expect this, you can expect that. Has any of this been happening to you? Let me tell you how to combat this. Like, he's not like that. So I feel like prior, I wish I would have known what the aftercare would be like. I've had to learn my own body. I've had to learn my own how much I can intake, or how much I need to be having, or looking stuff up on Google. Like, my surgeon, and I could call him, but still, like, I feel like you should have reached out to me and made sure that I was good. So now I'm making sure I'm good, and everything's going well. So I feel like prior, I wish I would have known more about the aftercare than just the surgery. Like, I feel like people who are getting the surgery fixate on the surgery part, and that's the easiest part of it. It's like, you're in surgery for what, 2 hours? You good? You wake up, boom, you got a little gas pain, you walk that off, and then after a week or two, you good. You know what I'm saying? After that liquid diet, you good. So it's like, I wish I would have known more about the aftercare. Somebody wanted to know about the puree stage and the meals. So with the puree stage, it's literally just like soft foods, eggs, fish, applesauce, pudding, stuff like that, mashed potatoes. Excuse me. With the puree stage, I still wasn't eating that much. And still now, like, I don't eat a lot. So I didn't ever really make a full, like, pureed meal. However, I was on TikTok, and if you look up like hashtag pureed recipes or VSG recipes, soft food stage, any of that, they will show you a plethora of all these creative things that people were doing. Like, somebody made like it's like a baked, it kind of looks like lasagna, like a no-bake ricotta lasagna situation. So it should really just sauce, no noodles. I think it's just like sauce and the ricotta cheese, and I don't know, something like that. But it just seems really easy to like find recipes via TikTok. But I really just ate, like, I had a applesauce thing, y'all, a sugar-free applesauce thing. I would just smash that, you know what I mean, eat it out the thing, because after 6 bites, I'm good. I'm full, so, or I would do like a piece of fish. I'm good after that. So it's not really like, unless you are a recipe person and I want to sit down and have a meal and I plan this out, I was always on the go, and I'm always on the go. So I never really like took time. I'm not really a meal prepper. Like, that does not appeal to me at all. I know that I feel like I need to do that now, but that does not appeal to me. But if you are a meal prepper, I feel like you can find a lot of interesting things on TikTok. Okay. And then somebody wanted to see before and after pics. So I will definitely post some before and after pics at the end of this video. I love y'all. I think that's all. I feel like I've been talking so much, but I feel like I've answered most of y'all's questions. If there's anything else y'all want to know, definitely leave them in the comments, and I will go ahead and answer them in the, I'll go ahead and answer them for real, not wait for a video. But, yes, I'm super excited for the next chapters of my life, for everything that's coming, everything that's happening, and I will keep you guys updated. Love y'all. Bye.